Mike Craven, talk me into why should I be interested in the TCU Horned Frogs?
I think TCU is a very interesting team this year, right? Like when you switch coaches after 20-plus years, things get fascinating. What is that offense going to look like? It's a different offense, right? I mean, it's going to be pretty similar to what they were running when, like, Trevor Boykin was there. But, like, it's going to be an air raid system offense. It's going to put up points. Quentin Johnston, maybe the best, most talented wide receiver in the state, 6'4", can jump over anybody. So he's going to get a lot more chances this year. I think the leading receiver last year was under 40 receptions, so that's going to change. Like there's going to be guys with 60, 70 catches. Tay Barber in the slot's going to be really good. I also like the running back room a lot. And I know that sounds weird because Zach Evans left, but Kendre Miller's really good. Amani Bailey, the transfer from Louisiana, is really good. So they have a stable of running backs back there. You talk to the coaches, they say their offensive line is their best unit, so I think they're able to run the ball. And then I don't know if you find this interesting, but TCU gave up a lot of points last year. Like that defense was not very good. That front seven was awful. I think teams averaged, I had it written down right here, teams averaged 5.8 yards per carry on TCU. Yeah, scored 34 rushing touchdowns against TCU last year, right?
It's got to be among the most in the nation.
Yeah,
right?
It's really bad. And so everybody who's watched TCU over the last 20 years is used to that 4-2-5 defense that Gary Patterson popularized and is run by, maybe 50% of the programs across the state. They're doing something different. They're going to be a 3-3-5 team under Joe Gillespie. They're bringing in a lot more big guys. I think that helps the linebackers. And you have D. Winters back there, Marcel Brooks, Shadrick Banks, guys that are really athletic, right? Mm-hmm. If they can stay free, if that defensive line can just eat up blocks and you let those guys run and go hit, I think those linebacker core can be one of the more fun linebackers to watch in the state. You add in a really good secondary, and I think they're in for an improvement. I think if you want to watch TCU, though, it comes down to the quarterback play. Is it going to be Max Duggan? Is it going to be Chandler Morris? Like, what direction does that team go at quarterback? Because they didn't bring in a transfer quarterback, and we all thought that they would, right? Mm-hmm. So that means that Sonny Dykes is okay with either of those guys.
Yeah, if you're interested – the 5.79 yards per carry allowed is worse than Vanderbilt. It's worse than FIU, New Mexico State. That's bad. Worse than Rice. That's very bad. So I think that you're right. They're one of the more intriguing teams in the state, and I think that my read on them, and you are the host of Republic of Football, so you can back me up on this, or you can tell me to kick rocks. I think they might be the most high-variance team in the state this year. Like, they are the team that if you told me, hey, I'm from the future, and TCU went 3-9, I might believe it. And if you came to me and said, I'm from the future, and they went 10-2 and they played in the conference championship game, I'd be like, yeah, I can see that too. I think there's a little bit there's a big range of outcomes, I think, for TCU in the first year under Sonny Dykes.
I think that's true for a lot of teams in the state, just because there's so many first-year coaches, there's so many new quarterbacks, or uncertain quarterback rooms. I would put Texas probably in the top spot there, just because, if they went 5-7 again, I could be like, yeah, I could see Texas not achieving what they were supposed to do. If they went 11-1 and only lost to Alabama, I'd be like, yeah, it's the most talented team in the state on paper, right? So, I do think there's a few teams that have those huge variances.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.